condiments on the carnivore diet. I know you must be thinking, bro, I gave up condiments when I went on this diet. I don't even do hardcore carnivore, and I can't find a single one that is carnivore friendly. They've all got sugars or seed oils or voodoo in them or something, and I can't have it. Well, there are condiments you can have on the carnivore diet, and I'm not going to be the guy telling you mustard and hot sauce. Plenty of carnivores do that. Carnivore influencers tell you that stuff's okay. That's not what I'm telling you here. I'm going to give you 100% carnivore items. One of these items has vinegar in it. If you don't like vinegar, that one's not carnivore. You can skip that one. But the rest of these 5 condiments are 100% carnivore. Now, most of these aren't going to be considered condiments by normal people, but then again, most normal people think our diet's kind of nuts anyway, so we don't really care what they think about what is or was not a condiment. The idea here is simple. Any of these can be put on a steak, or you can use in lieu of normal sauce for chicken wings. You can dip your chicken wings in them. Anything that will make your carnivore journey a little easier. Why we're talking about this? It's simple. A lot of people get bored on the carnivore diet. They just do. They want a wider variety of food, and eating ground beef or steak and eggs every single day gets to be tiresome for them. And so this is a little way to jazz up your carnivore food. So the first one of these should be obvious to you, but melted butter. There's a reason this is a steak classic. People put this on their steak, and it takes a steak, which a perfectly cooked steak, which is already amazing, and makes it even better. Melted butter on your steak. You can get a little saucy with this if you want to. You can add some herbs to it. You know, herbed butter is a thing. Kerrygold makes one. Go look in the butter section at your grocery store, and they have one. You can make one yourself if you want. They have one. But regular old-fashioned plain butter on a steak, add some extra salt, magnifique. In fact, here is a picture of something you can add to that butter that you should have in your home. That's Redmond's Real Salt smoked salt. Put the butter on the steak, put a little dash of that on there. Beautiful, beautiful food item. The second one of these is the most complicated item on this list. It requires a little bit of cooking skill on your part. You're going to have to learn to figure out how to make it, and that's hollandaise sauce. Now, classic hollandaise sauce has a couple tablespoons of lemon juice in it. If you want a 100% carnivore version, swap it out for vinegar. Here's what happens when you do that. It turns thick, and like thicker than normal hollandaise sauce and creamier. It's actually pretty good. In fact, here you'll see me giving a good old taste test here with some Carnivore Crisps. That was on Thanksgiving that we did that. And you can't hear the usual Carnivore Crisp crunch there, but the crunch is there, and these are amazing. You could easily take hollandaise sauce, Carnivore Crisps, and have chips and dip. Don't tell me you don't miss chips and dip from your old life of eating bad food. This is a carnivore version of that. Carnivore Crisps, hollandaise sauce. On Thanksgiving, I put hollandaise sauce on my turkey, and it was fantastic. It was wonderful. My only complaint was that I had to share the hollandaise sauce with other people. Such is life. By the way, hollandaise sauce is made with egg yolks, so don't tell me you don't think you need to get more eggs in your life, especially semi-raw egg yolks, because that's what hollandaise sauce is made of. They are heavily whisked egg yolks that are heated over a steam bath. Raw, not quite, but they're the next best thing to it. So they're going to be nutrient dense, and they're made with butter. So egg yolks and butter. Get a little bit of vinegar in there, which there is some science that says a little vinegar now and then is good, really good for the stomach. This is a wonderful condiment, one of my favorites. It's a bit of a hassle to make, so we don't have it very often, at least not in my house, but it's good. I highly recommend it. It makes any carnivore dish wonderful, especially with Carnivore Crisps. By the way, if you want a deal on Carnivore Crisps, in the description box below is a link to my account of Carnivore Crisps. Get 10% off with the code listed with the link. Go check them out and tell them I sent you. Number 3, it's my own concoction. Egg yolks and salt. In the carafe you'll see here on the screen are 4 egg yolks. I took a wire separator over a glass jar and separated 4 egg yolks. and put them in the carafe one at a time. I then broke the egg yolks up and added a teaspoon of salt. And actually, with this was actually a teaspoon and a half. You'll see four teaspoons or a full teaspoon being added here, but I had to add another one. Then I let it sit for a few minutes after I mix it in. The yolks soak up the salt expands and turns this into a paste. Sounds weird. I like putting this on ground beef. I have put this on steak. I have put this on all sorts of things. This was something I had also with my post-Thanksgiving breakfast on Saturday morning. I couldn't do it on Friday. I just wasn't going to have that stuff. But I had that with some leftover turkey and some leftover beef ribs, and it was great. And 4 egg yolks are something that have a lot of vitamin D and other essential nutrients in them for your carnivore diet. If you have a hard time getting your salt, well, that's a teaspoon and a half of salt right there, folks. That's a good way to get most of your salt for the day in one sitting. The next one here is red boat fish sauce. Now, I'm being very specific here. You might have a hard time finding the red boat brand in your store, but red boat brand fish sauce only has anchovies and sea salt in it. They don't even add water. This stuff is not even thick either. It's very runny. It also has no fat. Otherwise, I would show you what the nutrient profile of anchovies are, because they have a lot of, omega-3s and other things in them. But this is 100% carnivore. A lot of salt, just anchovies. I put this here, as you can see, on some chicken wings, and let me tell you, those are Buffalo Wild Wings chicken wings, which are fried in tallow. I have verified that. And they taste good, really good. And the red boat fish sauce tastes really good on steak as well. Now, with this, if you can't find red boat, other brands will work, but make sure to read the label. They should have 2 ingredients, maybe 3 if they add water. That is anchovies, sea salt, and again, maybe water if they add it. But that's all that should be in this stuff. If you see ones that have carbs in it, put it back. That means they've added gluten or flour or something. If you see ones that have a whole host of ingredients, don't get that one. This stuff you can find at most grocery stores. I think I got this at Walmart, or maybe I got it on Amazon. I don't remember. It's good stuff. Highly recommend it. It adds a bit of an umami flavor to things. And number 5. This one's going to be the silliest one, and that's bacon grease. Coming full circle, basically, from butter to bacon grease. I mean, what can you say? You want to add a salty, smoky flavor to things? Add some bacon grease. This isn't rocket science, folks. You put a little bit of that bacon grease on your steak, on your chicken wings, on whatever. You're having some chicken thighs. Add that. Adds another flavor dimension, which is what the whole point of condiments are. Granted, you may have a hard time dipping bacon grease separately if you let it cool, but have that with some bacon on this that save the grease from the bacon that you made. I typically don't make bacon in a pan or in a pot on the stove. A lot of people like to do that. I don't know why. I make it restaurant style. I put on parchment paper on a pan and put my strips of bacon in the oven, and it comes out restaurant crisp. And there's a whole lot. You don't lose any of the grease either doing that. It's wonderful. Then I usually will reserve it in the cast iron pan. I'll be making my other meal the day later so that I can have a freshly greased pan, or I have to dump it, depending. Because I don't really go through enough bacon here. We don't need to save our bacon grease. But you can put it on a steak, especially if you're really trying to ramp up your fat intake. You're trying to reach that 80-20 goal that is what's required for some carnivores. I couldn't do 80-20, I don't think, and get good results. But other people need to do that. And so they look for ways to get that fat. Well, that's one way to do it, is save your bacon grease. Put it on your steak. Put it on your eggs. Put it with your chicken, whatever you're eating. Your bacon grease. Plus, you have some salt in it, which is nice. So there you have it. Quick video. 5 condiments for the carnivore diet. It doesn't involve hot sauce or mustard. If you eat that stuff, that's fine. That's your business. These are 100% carnivore ones, unless you're going to quibble with me about vinegar. Let me know if you can think of other carnivore, 100% carnivore condiments. Again, we're not talking Tabasco sauce here or mustard. We're talking 100% carnivore things from animals, things that you can make relatively easily in your kitchen, or things that have come from a store, like that red boat fish sauce. Let me know if you know of any others that are 100% carnivore, for those times in life where you want something a little bit more than just your beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Let me know in the comments, please. A like and a subscribe if you haven't. It really does help. Sharing this on social media helps enormously as well. I'm Anthony Stine, Practical Carnivore. Thanks for tuning in today.